Welcome to another episode of Paranormal New Normal, but this is no normal episode. This is a special episode. We're back with another monthly bracket. We've done cryptids, we've done conspiracy theories, and now this time, it's those cold, snowy days now where you're outside at night walking your dogs, you hear a footstep in the dark, and there's no one around. It's that creepy kind of feeling, so we're doing urban legends. Which, who doesn't love a good urban legend? I know I freaking do. But that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about 34 of the creepiest urban legends out there, and some that are slightly hilarious in their own ways. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let me, of course, introduce my 6 guests that are going to help me do this today. In no particular order at all, I have my co-hosts Scott and Debra from Global Strangeness. Scott is a returning guest, as you all know. I have my co-host from Maniacal Musings, the fabulous Chancy Grife, and joined by the even more fabulous Casey, his one and only. And last but not least, we have Tori from Be Afraid of the Dark podcast, joined by her significant other, Lucas. I got it right. Yay! All right.
It's a litany of co-hosts on this one here.
It is, and I like it. I'm not going to complain about that. And so the order for this one, because we have a couple of the same names starting here. It's going to start with Casey, alphabetically, of course, and then Chancy, then Debra, then myself, then Lucas, then Scott, aka Malachi, and then Tori.
Last like always.
Don't blame me, blame your parents. But
you get choice of 1 out of 2.
Yes, Tori, you get to bring up the rear as we so fabulously put it in these brackets. So it's funny because usually we have someone else who does that always. I forget who is that. I forget who. But the first matchup in this one, and just so everybody knows, this is a randomly generated bracket. There's no ranking out there for urban legends on what people rank them. So it's completely random.
I'm actually surprised at that because you know honestly you think it's the internet. There'd be anything really.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, even our other bracket we're doing today is not ranked either because
the
one ranked site was fucked. But our first matchup here is, and I will be giving short descriptions for our audience and for our panelists who don't know all these, but the first matchup is the Bell Witch, which was a folklore legend from 1817-1821 when a family in the local area of Robertson County, Tennessee, came under attack from an invisible enemy that was able to affect the physical environment and shapeshift and speak. And she has since been known as the Bell Witch, and Small Town Monsters actually did a documentary on her. And you can actually go there today and visit the cave she supposedly lived in. But she's going against Homie the Clown, which was an urban legend around Chicago surrounding a killer clown, predating the creepy clown craze by several years, and originated in Chicago, Illinois in 1991. And it also was a character done by Esham on a lot of his rap albums. But so it's going to be the Bell Witch versus Homie the Clown. So, Casey, you're up first.
Yeah.
What do you prefer, a clown or a witch? You're kind of dead to both.
That's actually really funny. Let's go with the clown.
Gotta love one of those clowns. Chancy, how about you, buddy?
Dude, I'm going with Homie the Clown because of that Damon Wayans thing from
Homie don't play that.
Homie don't play that. Whack!
Yeah.
Which actually, Chancy, was the name of Esham's first EP was Homie Don't Play. And he actually dressed in clown makeup for it. So do you steal from ICP? That's a debate for our other show. But Debra, which way you want to go?
I'm totally with Chancy. That's exactly what I thought as soon as you said it. I was like, yeah. We the clown.
All right. I'm gonna throw one to the Bell Witch just so that Homie doesn't win right away, because the Bell Witch is a really fascinating story. It's almost like a colonial like conjuring type thing going on. So it's actually interesting. I enjoy hearing about podcasts about it. But Lucas, what about you, buddy?
I'm gonna go with the witch.
That a man. That a man. Scott.
Homie D clown.
And Homie the Clown moves on to the second round here. But for dexterity there, Tori, which way are you going to go?
The witch.
See, you could have gave her the tiebreaker and it might have went to the Bell Witch instead, but I'm also not mad whichever way this one goes because all these are interesting topics, 100%.
And clowns are freaking terrifying too. I think they're scarier than witches.
Well,
That's the reason I would never vote for a clown.
As a juggalo, I am down with witches, clowns, and anybody else who wants to come around. But
as circus folk, clowns are a part of my, community.
Exactly. Chancy's been down with the clown since before he was born.
That's true. These are facts.
But speaking of Chancy, he actually gets to start off the next matchup. And it's going to be the Dark Watchers, or as originally known by Spanish settlers, Los Vigilantes Oscuros. They are a folklore legend from the Santa Lucia Range Mountains in California, and they are basically giant shadow people that would watch people in the woods in those mountains.
Just
And
watch.
What was that?
Just watch. Like they just watched.
Supposedly, there's been no accounts of them actually taking anybody. It is believed they are the spirits of the forest and they're there to protect it. But
protect.
And it's funny enough for this one because it's going against another area urban legend, Haunchyville, which is a mythical village of dwarfs in Waukesha County, Wisconsin.
Waukesha,
whatever. Goddamn middle country people. But
it's native, man.
It's rumored to be located near Mystic Drive in Muskego, however the fuck you say it.
Leave us Midwesterns alone.
Right?
Hey, just
learn our words, damn it.
I'm on the East Coast. We speak everything but Midwestern.
Waukesha. That's fine.
But so, Chancy, you get to go first. Is it a mythical village of dwarfs, or is it Dark Watchers?
I don't know, dude. I'm kind of on the fence, really. Is it the voyeuristic shadow people or the underpants gnome? I'm going with the fucking underpants gnomes, dude.
Debra, how about you?
No, I'm going with the original Peeping Toms in the Woods because
nice.
See, this is a hard one for me because, I mean,
no.
Snow White wants to go to Haunchyville to visit all her dwarf friends, but
no.
the Dark Watchers are just damn creepy. So, I mean, I'm going with the Dark Watchers because they're all supposed to be like 15 feet tall.
Give me that.
So I'm gonna give another one to the Dark Watchers, but yes, Rob, pervert watchers, exactly. I mean, but you could say the same thing about Haunchyville. How do you know these dwarfs aren't perverts too? Who knows? But Lucas, which way are you gonna go?
I'm gonna go with the shadow people because I don't need to know too much more about dwarves. I'm married to one.
Oh,
you're a fucking ass.
Fired.
And to be honest, I was technically declared a little person till I was like a sophomore in high school, and then I grew. I am now 5'2.5". Thank you.
So you're not.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Welcome to the real world.
Congrats on your growth.
Thanks. It was a long time ago. I'm
you
proud
can
of
get
it.
on the rides at the park now.
I can. He's also a monster. He's so tall, so it doesn't really matter.
That's how I feel with him. He's a monster.
For many reasons, but I mean, you got to ask consent before you take an eyeball out of a socket. Just saying, but yeah. And I can picture you, Tori, in that commercial. I'm a big kid now.
Fuck you.
But Scott, are the Dark Watchers moving on, or are you going for the Village of Dwarfs?
I'll give one to the dwarves.
Well, apparently Lucas has been doing that for a while. But
No.
Yeah.
Tori, are you going for your brethren in Haunchyville, or are you going for the Dark Watchers?
Hell yeah, I'm gonna go for my brethren.
My brethren. They're not
They
your
represent
brethren
my people.
anymore. They are no longer your people. You're too tall.
Hey, Chancy, you're out of the circus, but they're still your brethren.
No,
And that means
I'm not in the circus though.
I said you're out of the circus, but they're still your brethren.
But she's not. But it's still. I guess it qualifies. I guess that would qualify.
Well,
But I would be like, hey, I'm not actually sure. Yeah, I got.
He's just mad. He got caught slipping.
Shut up. What are you doing?
hey, well, Casey, one, at least he's awake on this one, and
That's
two,
because I'm fucking here.
and two, you get the first tiebreaker of this because you get to break the tie between the Dark Watchers and Haunchyville.
I'm going dwarves all the way.
Yes, my queen.
That's a fucking obsession. Who doesn't?
Which
That's my
actually,
queen right there.
that's funny because that means that clowns and dwarfs are going against each other in round two. But this next one gets started by Debra, and it's the Night Marchers, which is a Hawaiian urban legend of a story of deadly ghosts of ancient warriors that march through the mountains and the woods at night. And they're the vanguard for the sacred king, chief or chiefess. And apparently, I remember seeing them on Monster Quest years ago or some show like that. And if you get caught, you're not supposed to go in the woods at night, or the Night Marchers will take you as a sacrifice.
For a second, I thought you said cheese tits, and then I had to re-go over what you
Chiefess.
what you said in my head. I was like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, a cheese tit sounds like a fun Friday night. I'm just saying. But,
I'm trying to concentrate here. You're throwing me.
but the Night Marchers are going against something just as scary: the Seven Gates of Hell, which is a modern urban legend in York County, Pennsylvania. And there's two legends of this. There's two versions of this legend. One involving a burnt insane asylum, and the other an eccentric doctor. Both agree that there are 7 gates in a wood area of Pelham Township, Pennsylvania, and anyone who passes through all 7 gates goes straight to hell. So, Chancy, you want to go on a legend tripping later?
Yeah, sure. I'm down.
No, he's not.
I mean, my wife told me to go to hell enough, so let's go. But and Debra, you get first pickup on this one. Is it going to be Night Marchers or 7 Gates of Hell?
Oh, 7 Gates of Hell all the way. You know, asylum, creepy doctor, hell. I don't know. Nothing. It's got all the good stuff in it.
7 Gates of Hell gets a vote. Personally, I like the idea of Night Marchers because spirits that actually serve a purpose rather than just chilling in a house all day like the one in mine, and they actually protect the land. Like, I'm down for that. That's cool. So, Night Marchers get my vote. Plus, that episode of whatever show it was I was watching was creepy as hell. And hello, Isaiah. Glad to see the Dom Vic show checking us out.
Hello.
But that brings us down to Lucas.
I'm going with 7 Gates of Hell.
It's got a very supernatural theme to it, I'm saying. But Scott, which way you going?
Got to give one to my Pennsylvania family. 7 Gates of Hell.
And Tori, are the 7 Gates of Hell moving on, or are you going to give another one to the Night Marchers?
Hell yes, they are.
Which means 7 Gates of Hell moves on. But for dexterity, Casey, which way would you have gone?
I was probably going to go with the hell one, too.
Night Marchers get no love. And bringing up the rear.
By themselves.
And bringing up the rear, Chancy, which way are you going to go?
You know, I was sold the creepy doctor, so I'm going to go with the 7 Gates as well.
I think you're just thinking of Rob Zombie's movies there.
That fucking Dr. Satan. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dr. Satan!
Which means Seven Gates of Hell moves on 6-1. I had to throw one for the Night Marchers. This next one that gets started by me is a matchup of the bees in a way, because it's Bloody Mary, and I'm pretty sure I don't have to describe what Bloody Mary is to anybody in the world. And Bloody Mary is going against Bunny Man, which is an urban legend that originated from Fairfax County, Virginia in 1970, but has been spread throughout the Washington, D.C. area. There are many variations of it, but they all mostly involve a man wearing a rabbit costume who attacks people with an axe. So, Chancy, this is why you moved to Iowa. Okay.
What?
I said this is why you moved to Iowa, to get away from your legend wearing a bunny suit.
I've been to Iowa.
I've been here. Yeah, I didn't move here from anywhere.
Sure, you have, but Lucas, you get this one first. What's it going to be, Bunny Man or Bloody Mary?
Bloody Mary, just because it's, come on, it's Bloody Mary. We all played that when we were in middle school.
I mean, I don't know about you. I played Biggie Smalls. You stand in the mirror 3 times, say Biggie Smalls, Biggie Smalls, Biggie Smalls, and he comes out. He's like, "What the fuck am I?" But
it was all a dream. Dude,
Scott,
that's the coolest. I would do that every day.
I know you would. But Scott, which way you want to go?
I like the Bunny Man.
I
That sounds pretty funny.
Until he's running at you with an axe, but
Well, I noticed there's a whole bunch of new mans we got to do. I mean, you've gotten all the other goat mans and dog mans and everything else. Now we got fucking Bunny Man. Got to do a whole episode on that.
I'm down. I'm down for it. If you wear a bunny pajama costume like Ralphie in Christmas Story.
If I can find one, I just think it's going to be hilarious walking around the mall asking people if they've ever heard of Bunny Man.
Have you heard of Bunny Man? Bunny Man, Bunny Man.
Tori, which way are you going to go?
Oh, Bloody Mary, 100%.
And Casey, how about you?
Bloody Mary. That's like the only one I've known so far.
I'm sure. I figured that. Chancy, which way you want to go? The Bunny Man or Bloody Mary?
So the only problem that I have with Bunny Man,
You only have one?
yeah, just one real hard problem. Like, I don't know if anybody's ever worn a costume like that before, but unless you get the size, like, fucking size, if you're chasing after somebody, you're gonna fucking trip and fall. And if you have an axe, that's just an accident waiting to happen. I mean, really. So I'm gonna go with Bloody Mary just on logic.
Which means Bloody Mary will move on to face the 7 Gates of Hell. That actually sounds like a good movie. But Debra, which way would you have gone?
Sounds like a good bar name. Bloody Mary and the 7 Gates of Hell.
It actually does.
Fucking move to Louisiana. No.
But Debra, what would you have gone with?
No, I'm giving it to Bunny Man. I mean, for all those reasons, he's putting some effort in there, running in a costume, taking risks,
Risking life and limb, literally.
I mean, I'm gonna agree with that. I would have gave it to Bunny Man too, because whenever I hear that, all I think of is Greg the Bunny. But Bloody Mary will move on. But that brings us to our next matchup, which gets started by Scott or Malachi here, and it's
Why did I have that name?
You put it on the last bracket, remember?
Yeah, from Children of the Corn and shit.
Okay.
Because it was a cryptid bracket, and you just wanted to be Malachi.
I forget the joke.
Me too. But the next matchup is going to be melon heads, which are small humanoids with bulbous heads who occasionally emerge from hiding places to attack people.
Okay.
Wait, what?
They're basically dwarfs with big heads. Like, if you ever saw an episode of Hey Arnold where Helga dressed up as an alien, it kind of looks like that.
I haven't seen anything.
Yeah,
Unless
she has,
Chancy showed me.
yeah, she has no idea. She has no. Like, that's why this is like a sociological experiment. She doesn't know anything about like urban legend.
I don't know anything
pop
about anything
culture.
actually.
She's legit like you remember Blast from the Past when Brandon Fraser came out of the fucking ball?
No.
Yeah.
That. It's great.
Well, melon heads are like small kid-shaped people that have huge melon heads.
Okay.
We should be able
But
to see that.
and it's actually creepy, creepier than all is
Y'all, we are lucky we are alive right now.
which all I can say is there actually was a call into Monsters Among Us podcast where someone reported when they were kids seeing a melon head person driving a car. So apparently they do more than just attack people from high places. But I don't think it's gonna matter much because melon heads are going against black-eyed children.
Oh, I don't like either of them, man. But I guess the black-eyed children.
I mean, Malachi, you're going for the evil children.
I guess. Well, they're both children, right?
But I think it's more of like a dwarfs versus children argument on a way. But Tori, which way are you gonna go?
So you're making this difficult on me because melon heads are an urban legend that started here up in Michigan. That's a big thing here from Holland. And then black-eyed kids are just so like interesting. Oh shit. Do I want to rep my state or nah? I can't. I gotta go with black-eyed kids. I'm sorry, Michigan. Please forgive me.
The Michigan dog man's on his way to your house right now, just saying. But
That's acceptable.
That's fine.
That's acceptable.
just go buy a box of milk bones, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Casey, which way you want to go? Melon heads or black-eyed kids?
Melon heads, that's what they're called. That one.
You're going with melon heads?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, Chancy, which way you want to go?
I'm going with melon heads.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
bet he is.
I'm for sure going with melon heads.
Debra, how about you?
Okay, the reason we're like this is because my son has a really big head and he's 4 and he's making fun of it right now. So
How are melon heads an urban legend when they're a real thing?
I know, right? I literally live with a melon head. It like
he is a fucking melon head. Like
Because
His
not
head.
all of them are murderous and live in the woods.
I mean, factual, yeah. But they got sent there.
Well, Debra, which way are you going?
Oh, come on. Black-eyed children are creepy as hell.
Yes, they are.
I mean, I was a black-eyed child, but it wasn't the same reason why. It just I had black eyes a lot.
That's what
They're
you said to
probably-
get in the house. We know. So,
Domestic abuse is a real issue in America. But I'm personally going to give one to the melon heads because I like the idea of just randomly getting attacked by a short person with a melon head. Like it almost would be comedic if you weren't about to die.
I
I'm in
give it to
Michigan.
the
You can
daily.
get the dogman and the melon head at the same time. They're probably hanging out by a fire.
I mean, I don't know about that. The dog man in Michigan is pretty vicious and probably would eat the melon head. But
Who knows? They could be conspiring together. You never know.
very true. There could be alphas there. I'm not sure which one would be the alpha, but there could be alphas there. But that brings a tiebreaker down to Lucas, and that's the other reason I'm going for melon heads because is it going to be black-eyed kids or melon heads there, Lucas?
Well,
your choice.
I gotta. Let's just say if a short person with a fruit-shaped head ever comes out of the forest to try to attack me, I might have to commit a Melanie. So I'm going with the melon heads.
That's awesome.
It's funny as fuck.
Which means melon heads. We actually move on. I am amazed. I could have sworn black-eyed kids would have had a streak on that one almost. But all right. Well, this next
It's
one
okay.
gets.
They'll come for them later.
I'm sure. Out of the Iowan cornfields. But Lucas, actually, no, you ended that one. Tori gets this one, right? I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, Scott starts this
No,
one.
I did the last one. I started the last one.
It is Tori then. All right, I'm gonna lose my mind here.
It's okay. I'm
But-
forgotten about a lot.
He's right there, Tori. Don't talk about him while he's here. But and I almost wish Chancy was starting this one for certain reasons, but Tori, you're gonna start it, and it's the urban legend of Paul is dead. suggesting that Paul McCartney of the Beatles died in '66 and was replaced by a body double. Similar urban legends have also been formed around Avril Lavigne and Melania Trump.
Oh yeah, I know this one deeply.
And it's going to go against Robert Johnson, the Mississippi blues singer who, according to legend, sold his soul to Satan at the crossroads in exchange for remarkable talent. And this is the reason I kind of was wishing Chancy got this first, but I'll let him build up his rant for this with two other people first.
I
Tori, which
can
way you wanna
pass
go?
it to him if he wants to go first.
No, let him build
No,
his
that's
rant.
fine.
It's
I'll wait
it's
my
better
turn.
You're fine. You're shaking a little bit.
because he'll build
I'm
his
sorry.
rant.
I was listening to Robert Johnson in my head.
So you're like dancing.
I'm like,
I'm going with the Paul is Dead one because that one is probably my favorite from the whole playing it like back in reverse and hearing like John Lennon saying I buried Paul and all that shit. Yeah, I love that one.
All right, Casey, which way you want to go?
I'll go with the Paul one as well.
Unleash, Chancy, unleash.
well, I mean, there's nothing really to unleash. It's just kind of for me, like the Paul urban legend's hard for me to believe because like you found a body double. Okay, maybe some plastic surgery could have been involved. Who was also either they were already a really good bass player or they learned really fucking quick, and then had the octave range to match to move on and everything like that.
Isn't
But
that more of a conspiracy too?
it is a conspiracy. It is a conspiracy.
Yeah.
It's
They're
not
like,
an urban legend.
A
That's
lot
why
of a lot of these urban legends cross over into cryptids territory and into conspiracy bracket territory, but we didn't do this one on the conspiracy bracket,
That's a
actually.
cat.
So
What do you think she's been doing this whole time?
I'm just looking at the cat. Leave me alone.
I'm going with Robert Johnson. Fucking every day, man.
oh, Chancy and his blues, but I'm gonna personally go with Paul as dad because I want to know why the hell they would replace Avril Lavigne with a body double. Like, what the hell has she accomplished? She's no Beatle.
Isn't she supposed to have like really bad Lyme disease too?
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was Selena Gomez.
I'm confused where this just went.
Well, wait. Technically, if Paul was replaced, he wouldn't be a Beatle either. So, I mean, like...
He would have been because no one knew he was replaced.
I guess that's semantics.
Wait, no, Selena Gomez was Lucas. My bad.
Lucas.
A little different story there, but Debra, which way you want to go?
I'm going dealings with the devil at a railroad crossing track. That's that one all the way.
So, tie game as we go now, but personally, I believe in Paul is Dead more because the whole Avril Lavigne thing. So, but Lucas, which way you want to go?
The Robert Johnson one, that sounds far more interesting to me.
You also hate the Beatles, so you wouldn't vote for it anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, another
Nice.
Beatle hater. I despise the Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
so
I thought
Chancy-
you looked like a smart guy.
He waited to tell me that until after we were married.
Yeah, you
Well, he's
piss
a
a lot
smart
of
guy,
people
then.
off.
Oh, it's so much fun.
The Beatles are my fave, and he's like, "Oh, I hate the Beatles." I'm like, "Oh, thanks for telling me after we've been married."
Sort of like when Vanilla
You didn't
Ice
find that out
started.
before you got married?
No, it's like
What'd
he
you
waited.
talk about on dates?
He just like waited.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's bad. I mean, that's strategy right there.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's good strategy.
And then he just starts listing off all the people I like, and he's like, "Oh, they suck. They're terrible. They suck. They're horrible. Oh, they're." It's like, "Oh,
That's
You listen to Taylor Swift, you don't get an opinion.
shut up." Not all the
There's
time.
gonna
Thank
be
you very
long
much.
car rides where one person's gonna be real unhappy there.
Well, Scott, you get the third tiebreaker in a row, I think, for this one. Is it Paul is Dead or Robert Johnson?
I'm going with the Robert Johnson, and actually, there's a show on YouTube, Hochelago. He just made like a badass little 10-minute documentary thing on selling your soul, and they brought him up. But I mean, that was like a day ago. So Robert Johnson all the way.
Which means Robert Johnson will face Melonheads in round 2.
Oh, Jesus.
Which, I mean, if he's in those back roads in the South, he might run into a few Melonheads. Who knows? But that means this one's going to get started off by Casey. And it's the 27 Club, which is the urban legend that popular musicians and celebrities die at age 27, such as Brian Jones, Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain, and Amy Winehouse. And there's a statistical spike for the death of musicians at that age, which supposedly they just proved in a lot of studies, but I don't know. A lot of people die at 27, so it's weird. But it's going against the 2016 clown sightings, which is basically
I remember that.
Which is basically what ICP got blamed for. People thought it was juggalos pulling pranks on people, and ICP was like, "We do not condone this in any way. We want people to like clowns, not be scared of them. So we wouldn't do that." But so which way are you gonna go, Casey?
Let's go the clowns.
Well, you married him.
I'm not married.
True. Yet, Chancy, you're slacking.
No.
I'm gonna have to yup. I'm gonna yup that one. I'm sticking with my homies.
Debra, how about you? You going for the clowns or the 27 Club?
No, this one I'm going 27 Club. There is way too many celebrities that's mysteriously die right at that particular age.
Well, I will say that Kurt Cobain didn't die mysteriously. He just had a horrible girlfriend. But
Why?
But I'm gonna go for 2016 clown sightings because those were cool as shit, and the fact that Trump commented on them and everything made it even better. So I'm going with the clown sightings. Lucas, are the clown sightings moving on, or are you gonna go for the 27 Club?
I like the clown sightings. I remember that being in the news, and clown sightings.
Which means clown sightings move on, but which way would you have gone, Scott?
I would have had to done the clowns. Have you seen the prank videos where the clowns try to jump out, scare people, and they get stabbed or shot or something? Those are always fun.
Well, that's why you don't do it in the South. But Tori, which way would you have gone, Tori?
This one I would have actually gone for the clowns because that shit scared the hell out of me. Because again, I don't like clowns. I was terrified.
Well, yeah, which means clown sightings moves on, but we do have our first play-in of the first round, and this one gets started off by Chancy. Is it going to be the Highgate Vampire, which is an urban legend that describes reports of supernatural activity at Highgate Cemetery in London in the 70s, where people were reporting seeing a figure running around the cemetery at night when it was locked up, and there's people would be found there missing blood, so they said it was a vampire. And that's going against the Hookman urban legend, which anybody who watched Daria knows what the Hookman is. But basically, the Hookman is the legend that there'll be someone scratching at your car when you're at Makeout Lane, and you get scared and run home. And when you get home, you find a prosthetic hook hand attached to the door still.
Yeah, I'm not going with that one. I'm not going with the fucking generic Candyman bullshit.
It predated Candyman.
I know it predates Candyman, but it's fucking generic.
Well,
there's a lot of people with missing limbs and missing prosthetic hooks that would be pretty pissed off if that was actually a thing.
Well, I mean, if you live in the 50s and you're trying to get your daughter to not go out in that car with that boy, you're going to think of something to come up with.
I suppose, but I mean, back then they'd have just used a shotgun.
That's when they got knocked up, not when they're trying to go out in a car. Different stories.
Touché.
But so you're going with the vampire there, Chancy?
Yeah, well, yeah, actually, yeah. I'm going with that one.
As Chancy closes his nightstand drawer, and he's like, I'm going to hide these vampire teeth right now. But, Debra, how about you?
Vampires all the way.
I should know.
Yeah.
And I'll give it to Hookman. Hookman's an OG urban legend, like one that's been around for 70 years and ain't going away. It's just, and I love that episode of Daria with the metal teeth instead of the hand. Like that's just classic. But
Is that streaming anywhere right now?
Hulu, Daria's on Hulu.
Oh, okay.
They're supposed to be doing a remake of it for Hulu too, where I think her and Jane are lesbians, but I don't know.
That's originally why we rented Hulu, and then like as soon as I finished, they took the fucking show off.
No, Hulu, or it might be on Paramount Plus too, because they have MTV and Nickelodeon and all that crap, so it might be on there. But I don't know. I have all of them, so Hulu shows like everything that I have on like other streaming services too, so it's weird. But Lucas, which way are you gonna go, Hookman or Highgate Vampire?
Oh, dude, vampires are cool as fuck. I gotta go with vampires. Serial killers are overdone. I like vampires.
Well, technically, he's not a serial killer because they never talk about him killing anybody. They talk about him scaring kids or trying to get it on. So, if anything, he's a cockblock.
Well, that's even lamer then.
Well, then he's not
A
even
serial cock blocker, even.
Can't even finish the job.
I'm going with Hookman.
How about you, Tori?
Vampires, 100%.
All right, and last but not least, Casey, which way would you have gone?
Vampires.
Which means the Highgate Vampire wins 5-2, and that means it enters the first round. And the Highgate Vampire is going to go against Raymond Robinson, also known as the Green Man, and Charlie No Face. He was a severely disfigured man after being burnt, and he would only walk on the roads at nighttime so people wouldn't laugh at his face. So he became an urban legend in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, all the rural areas around it. And actually, it's been proven that he was a real person. And like people who knew him would like stop by when he's walking the roads at night and like give him beer and stuff. But he was still an urban legend for a long time until someone proved it. So, and this one is going to get started out by Debra. So is it Charlie No Face or Highgate Vampire? I know how to ask even.
It has to be the vampire. The other one's just a guy that, you know, people were, I guess, being bullies to, really. So, vampire the whole way.
Yeah, I mean, but I love the fact that Raymond Robinson was enough of a fucking legend to become an urban legend, even though he was a real person. So I'm gonna give one to him. He's passed now, but I feel bad for him. Lucas, how about you?
Vampires still.
You need to stop doing that.
Just because your husband's a vampire story is not a reason to get upset. But
I was talking to the little kid right here. Stop.
Scott, what about you? Which way are you going to go?
I'll tie it up with the No Face.
And Tori?
Vampires, duh. What do you think I did in my teenage years? Read vampire books.
I was gonna say a poster of Edward Cullen, but okay. Casey, how about you?
The No Face one.
Oh, which makes it a tie for Chancy.
I'm going to go with the one that's actually a legend and not a real person that got fucking burnt. Like, okay, when I'm the moral compass on this thing, like we're fucked. We've already crashed the Titanic and the 6 icebergs. We're going down, folks. Like, what?
All right, which means the Highgate Vampire moves on to the second round to face the clown sightings. But that's going to bring us to the other side of the first round. And this one gets started off by me. And it is Zombie Road, which is also called Rock Hollow Trail. And it's an abandoned gravel road located in the Al Foster Memorial Trailhead in Missouri. And supposedly, if you drive down it at night, there are zombies that live there that will chase you.
Awesome. Sounds like a great time.
But it is going against the 999 phone charging myth, which claims that calling the police and fire services, then hanging up, charges your mobile phone battery to full.
What the hell is that?
I had to throw that in here because it just seemed so fucking weird. I had to throw it in, but personally, I'm going for Zombie Road because if you need to go on some shotgun practice, there you go. Just drive down the road and have fun like you're in a video game. But which way are you gonna go there, Lucas?
Well, what kind of man doesn't hope and pray for the day where you can indiscriminately murder thousands of zombies? I'm going with zombies.
I mean, I pray for that day as long as the Wi-Fi still stays on. Because if I don't have to work anymore and I don't have to pay bills anymore, I'm just gonna watch the shit out of Netflix. And possibly
Priorities.
Exactly. I mean, give me
First world problems.
I'll go rob the dispensary. I'll go fucking rob a grocery store, and then I'll sit at home forever eating and watch and being high and watching TV. But I am perfectly okay with that life. But Scott, which way would you want to go? Zombie Road?
The road, dude. That road's supposed to be really haunted too. I looked that one up. Definitely going to Zombie Road.
No, maybe that's where we'll do our first investigation as a podcast. There, Scott. You down, Debra?
Absolutely. Zombies or ghosts, whatever. Bring it on.
Well, Tori, which way you want to go? Is Zombie Road moving on?
100%. And I could tell you on behalf from Brittany, she would say, please do not call the police and fire just to charge your fucking phone, because she was a 911 dispatcher and dealt with enough prank and stupid calls all the time as a dispatcher.
Prank? Like what?
Yeah, prank calls, people who just called for stupid stuff, and she's like, yeah, I have people dying. So
Literally.
Well, I mean, when I was like 6, my brother was like 4. We went outside. We went to the payphone on the outside of my dad's car sale place, and we called 911, said fart, and then ran around the building. So, I mean,
that's not even funny though.
We were 6 and 4. You don't think we thought that was funny? Come on now.
Probably not when you got home. If my son did that, oh god, no.
Yeah, I just had a fucking. I like to sit at the end thinking about what would have happened if I would have done that.
No,
like
bro, I would have got my ass whooped by my mom.
Shit.
No.
Shit.
No.
I don't think I'd be here anymore.
Yeah, right. My old man would have starched me. He'd have been like, done.
My dad's best friend.
6? Oh, you can take an elbow.
My dad's best friend that was an alcoholic cop came by and gave us a talking to. But that's all that happened out of it. But I mean, yeah, the things I already knew by him.
You with that paddle so much, babe.
Yeah, I don't know if my mom ever found out about that or not. I don't know if she was told, but my dad was cool like that. But
you started a trophy.
Zombie Road moves on, but Casey, which way would you have gone?
What were they again?
No, the 911 charging thing, and then Zombie Road.
No, the zombies.
It's always zombies, duh.
Yeah.
And Chancy, zombies or charging?
All right, I'm stealing her joke because she didn't fucking say it. But in all reality, if it's in fucking Missouri, it's probably fucking tweakers.
Okay, so like my family's from Missouri. It's bad. It's bad.
I believe it. It's the middle of nowhere. Nothing else to do.
I'm just saying.
So you going with Zombie Road there, Chancy?
Fuck you. I'm going with Tweaker. I'm going with Tweaker Way, bud.
Tweaker Road. That's
Eight
just
Ball
a gas
Lane.
station up the corner for us.
8 Ball Lane.
Debra, are we going to have our first streak here if you go for Zombie Road, or are you going to give one to the charging myth?
Oh, well, come on. Which one are you going to remember? Charging your phone or seeing some freaking zombies? Like, that's not even.
It would be convenient, though. I mean,
if I'm in a dire situation and my
people
phone's at
dying.
like 1% and I have no other choice, I mean, maybe, but no.
shit, I'm thinking like 58%. What the hell? Let's just make sure I can listen for the rest of the day.
Not too convenient for the people that are dying and actually need, to get through.
I'm one hang up.
It's a different cat.
Why? Okay, my thought is like, why would you have to dial the thing? Like, if you're in a fucking emergency, I understand the thing charging your phone while you're talking to EMS. You know, I mean, that makes sense. But like, I'm gonna dial 911 and get a phone charge. Like, what the fuck?
Are you gonna call the police after when your phone's not charged and be like, "Hey, so I called to charge my phone and it didn't work. I'm thoroughly disappointed. Can I take this up with your supervisor, please?"
I need a manager.
1 out of 10. Do not recommend.
Technically, it's 999, not 911. So I think it's
Well,
a
see,
different
that's the
country.
thing too. So then, are we talking about England? Because that's
Yeah, that's England.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
And then how much does it cost? That's overseas calls. That
See?
might be
Now we're into the fine print.
Yeah,
dude.
now it's costing us something. Now it's not worth it.
Fuck.
cost versus reward, I guess. He said fully charged.
He did say fully charged.
I mean, technically,
What
if
am
you
I
call-
at?
technically, if you call them and get the fuck out of there pretty fast, you're not going to get caught. So
Well, and it's
Yeah,
in
but my
England.
phone
Fuck
company's
that.
still gonna charge me though.
you don't get charged for 911 calls here. Why would you get charged for 999 calls in London?
Because I gotta call London.
Yeah, well, the next one to get started by Lucas, and this one I actually found out about this one for the first time with this thing, and it's hilarious. It's the baby train. It's an urban legend that claims that a small town had a unusually high birth rate because a train would pass through the town at 5 a.m. and blow its whistle, waking up all the residents. Since it was too late to go back to sleep and too early to get up, couples would have sex. Thus resulted in a mini baby boom.
Or they just wanted to fuck. So
I mean, but it's a whole town having babies literally at the same time. Like, it's
Well,
kind of creepy.
maybe they
But-
had a big orgy for all we know.
It's I mean, I want to move to that town, but okay.
Well, yeah, there are stories about the town that I come from where they back in the 80s they used to have fucking key parties out at the private lake. So fucking
That's true.
hey man. Sometimes the cream don't always rise to the top.
and kids, that's how I met your mother. But and that's it's going against the poison candy urban legend that everybody knows about from Halloween.
Fucking goddamn it.
And Lucas, it's your vote first. Baby train or poison candy?
To me, it sounds more like a horny train than a baby train. I'm intrigued by a horny train rolling through town, so I think we're gonna go with that one.
I mean, it could be that disco train that the King of the Hillcast went on for Peggy's birthday. But all right, well, where do you want to go, Scott?
I meant the baby train. That's in like England, right?
I didn't find out what town it was in. Actually, it's just a. Town.
I'm going the candy.
It's classic. Tori, how about you?
Town full of sex addicts or poison candy.
Which
I'm
they
going
also
for
could
the
be-
town full of sex addicts.
I mean, technically, the poison candy could be a town full of sex addicts too, because they want to poison the kids so they can have more sex. I mean, just saying.
Harold?
What the heck?
Don't combine them.
I
Let them
don't
have
think-
their moment.
I don't know how that works. That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
Apparently, you haven't had fucking kids walk in your bedroom during parent. Trust me, it gets annoying. But Casey, which way you want to go?
Wait, what?
That's fucking the birth rate because of the train.
Oh yeah, the town one. The train. Let's go with the train.
Yeah.
The sexy sex addicts.
Yeah. She's all about that train.
Who doesn't like trains?
Ride it.
Choo choo, motherfucker.
I would
I don't
not
know
say
why
that
you
shit about
guys
my
are-
girlfriend, Chancy, but
Interested in having more kids. Once you have 3, dude, you're
Oh
done.
no more kids. No.
You
Chancy's legacy has to live on. But
We enjoy the practice.
Right?
Yeah,
We enjoy
Practice.
the practice.
Practice makes
pros and cons
perfect.
of making a baby. The making part, and then the con is the baby.
Yeah, and then one day, the making part turns into having a baby.
Exactly.
Making turns into made, and then you're stuck. Like Chuck.
My mom would have given me up for her cat. And I really wish I was kidding.
Dun, dun.
I was allergic to cats, and they're like, you should probably get rid of your cat. My mom's like, no,
Can I just get rid
she'll
of?
be fine. She'll get used to it.
Can I just get rid of the kid instead?
That's literally what she would have done. She would have got rid of me first before getting rid of the cat.
My parents said the same thing about their smoking. He'll get used to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
really.
my parents did too. So I mean, I'm still
Hey.
here.
My parents didn't. I had a good childhood, but
Hey,
Well,
I guess
isn't that just wonderful? You don't have awful childhood trauma. Congratulations.
No.
they did prove one urban legend though. Being around smoking too much stunts your growth.
You get double voted car while I'm.
Oh yeah, true. But Chancy, which way are you gonna go? The baby train or the poison candy?
Dude, I'm gonna go with the one that is an actual legend. There was a person who poisoned candy because they were going after a specific person, but they poisoned a bunch of different things of candy, so it wouldn't look like they were just going after one person.
Well, he
Yeah,
went
but then
after
they
his
ruined
kid.
my
It was
Halloween
his
by my
own
parents
kid.
checking my candy.
Yeah.
By checking my
It was
candy,
his own
he
kid.
took my damn
Yeah,
candy.
it was about life insurance.
Yeah,
He was trying to
dude.
pull life insurance out of his,
So like,
and it was only his friends, like his kid and his kid's
Kid's
friends.
Yeah.
see, fucking Captain Scott knows what the fuck's up.
And there was
Halloween,
also
dude.
there was also a guy that replaced children's Tylenol in stores with poison, and that's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
there's now that's why there's now safety caps on bottles of medicine.
That's also why there's a cotton ball in there now too.
Fucking cotton balls.
All right, Debra, which way
I
you
thought
want to
that
go?
was so you had something to clean your rig through before you.
Tales from a former drug addict. Like Mitch Hedberg. I used to do drugs. I still do drugs, but I also used to as well.
Well, Debra, which way you want to go? Poison candy? Or
I'm
baby
going
train?
with poison candy because every Halloween, every year, since the beginning of time, people have to dig through candy, warn their kids not to eat it. And yeah, I'm sticking with that.
See, which means it's a tiebreaker on me, goddammit. And you're making me vote between sex and candy, two of my favorite things in the world. So,
Also a good song.
But what do you love more? Do you love sex more or candy more?
it's
Yeah.
really hard to decide.
Well, no. Actually, having children or being poisoned.
What's
Nobody's
the difference?
poisoned candy in forever.
What? Okay, well, Scott, what's the difference? And two, I mean, I gotta give it to freaking poison candy because I tell my kids I need to check their candy so I can take handfuls of it for myself. So I do
go.
use it still. And like, all the Starbursts look like they've been poisoned, kids. I'm about to go dispose of them in my mouth.
All the Milky Ways.
My son was nice enough. He just was like, "Hey, mom, anytime you want some candy, just ask."
I wasn't
See-
that nice.
What?
If I said that to my mom, she'd probably look at me like, "What's wrong with this boy?" But
They never seem to poison the lemon heads, though. So kids
Right.
are safe there.
because who the fuck's gonna eat them?
or the candy
Always the
corn.
poison.
No,
But-
don't touch my candy corn.
See,
Oh, no,
that's
candy
kind of right there. That's the one that they should hit so nature can just take its course.
Okay, take me out then.
Candy corn is delicious. Thank you.
I
can
will
eat
go
guys
down
now.
with candy corn till I die.
There you go. Both of you. Candy corn.
Dude, candy corn on pizza is amazing.
I love
What?
eating
What
crayons.
the fuck is wrong with you?
Wow, that's wow.
I ate crayons as a kid, and I plan on continuing eating them as an adult. That is exactly what candy corn is.
He just looked over at you like, "What?"
Listeners, all recipes will be posted.
Yes,
Follow-
my new
follow me.
cookbook will be out.
Oh, me
Lucas-
for recipe ideas.
Lucas literally just looked at her like, "Who the fuck did I marry?"
Yes, we're gonna have candy corn pizza with a side of crayons.
Sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Does it?
That's exactly what candy corns taste like, or crayons.
No, for real. I get it.
I wouldn't know. I don't eat crayons.
I used
but
to eat
fucking
crayons as a
candy
kid
corn.
because I really wanted just to change the color of my poop. That was literally the only reason I ate them as a kid. I thought that I could turn it into a rainbow.
Did it work?
No.
No, because
Oh.
then she remembered that girls don't poop, so she
Oh my
remembered
God.
that.
Well, how did you forget that?
I know.
Yeah. It never
Well-
worked, but I kept trying though.
Well, Scott gets to start off this next matchup, and it's the Crying Boy painting, which was a mass-produced print of a painting by Italian painter Giovanni Bragolin, which it was widely distributed from the 1950s onwards in Sears and every other home goods store. But a lot of the houses that it was in, the house would burn down, but the painting would be unscathed.
Mhm.
I think I heard a little about that.
But it's going against the Owlman, or sometimes referred to as the Cornish Owlman or the Owlman of Monon. It's a folklore legend that describes an owl-like creature said to have been seen in 1976 in the village of Monon, Cornwall, United Kingdom. It's basically a cryptid, but
Yeah, no,
We
we
have-
got to go Owlman. Come on. For you, Jeremy. It's an animal
mean-
with man at the end. It's got to be true.
Right?
I mean, I do call myself the Tiger Man in the bedroom, but that's just my thing. But Tori, which way you want to go?
What was the first one again?
The Crying Boy painting.
The Crying Boy painting. Yeah, I go with the cursed painting 100%.
And Casey?
The painting.
Chance-a-lot?
I'm gonna go against the painting because I'm just gonna say that Sears just put a lot of flame retardant shit on it that'll give us cancer later.
Maybe that's why they're out of business now.
And Deborah, which way are you going to go? It's all tied up right now.
Oh, I got to do the crying boy. Nothing like
Oh,
a cursed object. Come on.
Which,
oh, Owlman for the show. Come on now.
which I mean,
Stop.
as Scott said, I got to go against Owlman. I mean, I got to go with Owlman because Owlman's just the idea of a giant Owlman, and it's probably an alien, but the idea of an Owlman just makes me want to go Owlman. So, but that ties up completely for Lucas to be the deciding vote.
Let's go, Owlman.
There we go.
Fuck you.
What is it?
Oh man.
Owl?
Yeah. Could you imagine? Okay, so like, if I ran into Owl Man at night, because owls tend to look kind of confused, especially when they're doing that thing with their head. Like, do you think you would do that? Do you think you would look confused?
I mean, well, you mean that look I give you whenever you do one of your I'm picking the intro as your number one pick?
Exactly. Precisely that. Exactly.
But I mean, running into Owlman to me would be like running into Batman. It'd be like
Not that
Oh,
interesting.
all inspiring. If I can meet Batman, I'd be like, I want to be Robin. I want to be Robin.
I want to see
I can't
Owlman
believe
cough
you
up a
picked
pellet.
Owlman over a cursed painting.
Like, does he eat people? Is it going to be like a big hairy pellet?
Right?
Probably. But Lucas made Owlman win 4-3.
Disappointments over here, but it's fine.
You're married to him, be used to it. But
Oh, I already am, but it's fine.
We already lost Bunny, man. Come on, we got to have one of them.
He tripped and fell down.
So would Owl Man eat Bunny Man, I wonder?
probably.
Been the deciding factor.
Well, see, Bunny Man has the axe though.
Sounds like a good idea for porn, but
The furries.
Oh,
exactly.
That's funny, yeah. You hear that?
But Tori, which way are you going to go in this next matchup? Because it's the babysitter and the man upstairs, also known as the clown statue upstairs, where a babysitter is alone in the house, and she keeps getting a phone call telling her to check on the kids, and then the clown one's the same thing, and she calls the parent and says, "When did you get that creepy clown statue?" And they're like, "What clown statue?"
oh,
So-
it's 100%. Oh,
But it's that, and this is ironic because they're both OG legends. It's that versus the killer in the back seat, also known as high beams, where a woman is driving home and there's a car falling behind her, flashing its high beams constantly. And when she finally makes it home, the driver gets out and she yells at him, why'd you keep flashing your high beams on me? I was going faster than the speed limit. And the person says, because there was a person in your back seat with a knife, and every time I flashed the high beams, they got back down.
Yeah, I know that one. I'm gonna have to go with the like babysitter / like clown in the bedroom, because that clown one freaks me out way too much. Like that's like a personal nightmare of mine. So nah, I'm good, man.
But you married Lucas. What?
That is a fact. He was a little different about 8 years ago.
Aren't we all over time? Like when you start podcasting and your wife wants to kill you. But
Yep.
But Casey, which way you want to go?
The clown all the way.
The clown, you said?
Yep.
Chancy, you going for the clown, I'm assuming? Or the escape mental asylum in the back seat?
I mean,
they both kind of seem like your bag.
I suppose. I mean, honestly, they both sound ludicrous to me, but like, I always heard more about I never heard a clown version of it. It was always just somebody calling and then the call's calling from inside the house. As if you didn't call your own fucking phone number, and when you pick up the phone, it fucking says something to you. And then you can talk to the person on the same line. Like, what? Give me the goddamn clowns. It's fucking bullshit.
for Chancy, we always send in the clowns, and hello, RGV Paranormal Lockdown. But
coming back up.
Debra, which way are you gonna go? Are the clowns moving on?
Absolutely. Something creeping around in your own house, and then to find out it's a fucking clown on top of it, so that's even worse.
Come on.
Hey, eating all day.
Oh, you're so fat. Oh my goodness.
Don't talk to Lucas that way.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up. I was talking to the fat ass cat that we own.
See, I have to go for the killer in the back seat because as creepy as the fucking clown statue story is to me.
Well, that's your own fault, sir.
But I'm going for the killer in the back seat because the killer in the back seat I've been hearing about since I was a kid. So, I mean, the killer in the back seat.
Yeah, I heard a different version of that one as well.
There's multiple versions of both of these. I mean, the killer in the back seat one is like known in the USA and UK, so it's a very well known urban legend, regardless. But
like the one I heard was where like somebody pulls into a filling station and they get their gas, and the person inside, like from the station's waving them in, and they're like, "Oh, hey, there's someone in the back of your car because I was putting gas in it and I saw him."
I never heard that version, but that seems like a little more.
Of course, I fucking paraphrased it. I'm not trying to waste everybody's time on an elongated story.
Since when?
I'm trying.
Whoa! Shots fired.
I'm in recovery. All right, shit.
All right. Well, Lucas, which way would you have gone?
Clown. Statue.
And Scott, where would you have gone?
Man, my fucking high beams are always on, so when I'm driving, I have to hold them down. So if we could bump that fucking urban legend up, that would be. I'm that guy flashing the high beams without even knowing.
He had a car that only had his high beams on. Those were the only lights that turned on.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, I gotta hold my blinker down while I'm going.
Yeah, right.
What a great time. Sounds like you need a different car there, bud.
Never.
Nah, he just needs a new multifunction switch.
They want like $120 for that fucking thing, dude. Fuck that, I'll hold it down.
Well, Well, I mean, this is what we do on an everyday
Pull.
basis as man.
He's
But
sticking
Pull
his
the
tongue
fucking steering wheel.
this one goes back up to Casey. She gets to start this one out. It's sewer alligators, which everybody knows about the urban legend of sewer alligators. I don't have to explain that, I'm assuming.
No,
Well,
I
that's
don't.
true.
Not to explain it. I don't know.
Is she being serious, Chancy?
I'm on.
I was
God, I don't know.
I mean, sewer alligators are basically a urban legend that takes place in like New York City and Chicago, any big city. And it's a legend that people flush their pet alligators down the toilet when they got too big, and they grew up in the sewers and become full-grown alligators living in the sewers of the city, eating people's shit basically and other animals down there for meals.
Okay.
But it's going against boo hags. Boo hags, no, not the ugly girl at the club. A boo hag is an African-American folklore legend of the Gullah, not Gullah Gullah, creature that talks about evil, which talks about evil souls who stay behind after death and become skinless, vampire-like witches who like to take other people's skin for a ride.
Yeah, the skin one.
That's why you married her, Chancy. Almost. But which way you going, Chancy?
Why does he keep saying that?
I'm
I'm trying to help you out here.
I'm sticking with my boo hag.
You would.
Why is your tongue out?
Why isn't yours, Mom? That's what it's saying.
He is sitting here on my lap, just going. And I got the other one over here biting her litter scooper, trying to drag it with her.
I mean, that's what my dogs do with my wife all the time, is sit around their tongues hanging out, but they're dogs, so it's a little more explainable. But
No, I don't know what's wrong with him, but that's fine.
But Debra, which way you want to go?
Boo hags all the way.
I'm gonna give one to sewer alligators because, like, when I was a kid and we went to New York City, like on special trips, that's something that like people believed.
What?
Like you actually go to New York City and ask people on the street, like, do alligators live in the sewer? And there's always like, my cousin's friend saw one. He works for the sewer company.
I saw a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle down there too.
Yo, I don't doubt that could be real. That could be real in this world.
Donatello was down there, bro.
I mean, there's frog men, there's lizard men. Why can't there be turtle men? Right, Scott?
Oh yeah, every man.
I'd lose my shit if I saw a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
I mean, Chancy puts on a costume every Halloween for it.
What?
Chancy wants to be Donatello.
I mean, Donatello was my favorite, yeah. Because he was the smart one in the group. Like,
Lucas, which way are you going? Sewer alligators or boo hags?
I'm going with the sewer alligators.
My man. And Scott?
Pretty sure the sewer alligators is a true story, dude. Going with the alligators.
Which means Tori gets the tie-breaking vote here. Is it sewer alligators or boo hags?
The alligators, brah.
Which means sewer alligators will move on to the next round, leaving the boo hags back in Goa, Africa, where they belong. Because my skin don't need nobody taking it for a ride. It's already beat up enough. And that means Chancy gets to start the next one. And, ooh, I'm actually happy you do. Because it's Walt Disney's cryo chamber, which is an urban legend claiming that after his death, Walt's body, or in some versions just his head, were placed in a cryostasis chamber located somewhere beneath Disney World or Epcot. Or, which, I mean, he did come out in Family Guy and asked if all the Jews were dead, then go back into frozenness. So, who knows?
Family Guy's always right.
Are they? But,
duh.
But it's also going against Goat Man, which is the stories of half goat, half man creatures living in many parts of the United States that some of them will, if you're making out near the train tracks where they live, they'll come with an axe and cut off your head.
Ooh, what a good Wednesday night.
I mean, and a lot of people have died on the Poplick train pass where the Poplick monster is supposed to live, which is a goat man. So, but Chancy, which way are you going to go? Disney or goat man?
I'll go with Disney. That seems like something like that shifty bastard would pull.
Tom Hanks? No. But
Oh,
what
was
what,
the
what way are you
odds?
going to go, Debra?
Goat man, definitely.
I mean, I'm one for Goat Man because I pretty much believe that Disney is
Right.
frozen somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to come back and he's going to be like, damn, you guys bought a lot with my company. Let's keep it going. And that's when Disney will take over the world and Mickey Mouse will be president. Just saying. But Lucas, which way are you going?
Probably gonna go with Walt Disney being frozen.
And Scott?
I believe the Disney one's true, but you got to go with Goat Man.
Ow! The hell?
Good boy.
Tori is.
Rude of you. Ow.
Which way are you going, Tori?
Disney.
Which means it's a tiebreaker. It's a tiebreaker for Casey between Disney and Goat Man.
I'm gonna go Disney.
Which means Walt Disney's frozen head moves on. Imagine they put his head on a giant Buzz Lightyear body. That works.
Don't.
That'd be kind of cool. But
Don't.
that means Debra gets to start off the next one. And I'm not gonna be able to pronounce this for shit. I'm just saying now. The Mananagal is a folklore legend that describes an old mythical creature in the Philippines that separates from the lower part of their body, and it said their fangs and wings give it a vampire-like appearance. So basically, vampire upper torso flying around trying to bite you. And it's going against the ankle-slicing car thief, also known as the man under the car. And it's an urban legend that tells of a driver that keeps hearing noises under their car when they are driving. And when they step out to investigate, their ankles get sliced open with a knife. When they're rolling around on the ground in pain, a car thief emerges from underneath the car and steals it. And I'm just saying, I played Grand Theft Auto. There's easier ways to steal a car. But which way you want to go there, Debra? Is it the Maniacal or the ankle-slicing car thief? I'm not saying the first one again.
Well, oddly enough, I'm not going with the half vamp. I think that's totally creepy. You know, because I've been on the road late at night all by myself when you have to pull over because something's wrong with the car. The thought of some dedicated killer under there hanging on is pretty crazy. That's pretty scary. That guy's gonna kill you because if he's, you know, hung onto the car for the whole ride, he means business.
I mean, technically, there's no reports of him killing you. He just slices your ankles and then drives away in your car.
Oh,
So he's more of a dick. He doesn't end your pain. He just makes you be in pain. But I'm going for the half. I mean, and apparently you don't want a vampire without the lower half, which makes you question some things. But I am going to go for the half vampire creature because the idea of seeing a torso flying through the air with a head attached with fangs and wings, it's going to creep me the fuck out more than a guy underneath my car. A guy underneath my car, as soon as he rolls out, I'm going to stomp his fucking neck in. But what way you want to go, Lucas?
I'm gonna go with the Manama cow.
There you go.
Beautiful.
How about you, Scott?
I'm gonna have to disagree with you, Jeremy. You didn't see that Sylvester Stallone movie where he's hiding out underneath the car and then he does exactly what the story says. So I think Sylvester could pull it off. I'm going with the car ankle slicer.
I mean, I've seen enough ones where you can't speak English, but Tori, which way you want to go?
The ankle slicing mofo.
And Casey, which way you want to go?
The ankle one.
Which means the ankle slicing car thief moves on. But which way would you have gone, Chancy?
I want you to try and say that one because I want to see if I can actually pronounce it.
How is it spelled?
It is spelled.
I don't care about.
It's spelled Manananggal.
Mananangal.
Sounded pretty good.
That's why I said.
Fucking uncultured motherfucker. That's my vote. since I said it right. What's up?
Do you know you said it right?
No.
Well, our half a body vampire friend still lost. So, but that brings us to our last play-in match of the game, and this is the last chance for one of these two to get into round one, and it's the Vanishing Hitchhiker urban legend, which I don't think I need to explain, but for any that I do, it's basically the idea that you pick up a hitchhiker while you're driving, and all of a sudden, while in the back seat or front seat, the hitchhiker will just vanish away. So that's a very simple one. And it's going against the celebrity death rule 3, which basically means, as we all know, celebrities die in 3. So if celebrity love dies, just wait a couple days, there'll be 2 more. Or there already was 1 more, and there's going to be another one. So this one's going to start off with myself, I believe, actually. And I'm going with the Vanishing Hitchhiker.
Right.
I'm going with the Vanishing Hitchhiker because, I mean, the celebrity rule 3 death thing really does happen. It happens just for people you know, too. Like, if someone you know dies, chances are 2 of the people you at least know somewhat are going to die in the next week or 2. So I've had it happen enough in my life to know that's true. So I'm going with the Vanishing Hitchhiker. But Lucas, what about you?
I'm going to match you, Vanishing Hitchhiker.
And I mean, I'd rather have a Vanishing Hitchhiker than get picked up by Large Marge. But Scott, which way are you going to go?
Hitchhiker.
And Tori?
Hitchhiker.
Which means the Vanishing Hitchhiker goes into round 1 against another OG urban legend. But Casey, which way would you have gone?
Hitchhiker.
And Chancy?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the hitchhiker too, and bask in the glory of being right. She
And
literally looked. She looked it up because she was like, "Are you sure you pronounced that right?" She wanted to catch you and be like, "You're bullshitting." I was right. Wikipedia says.
Debra, which way are you going to go?
I'm doing Hitchhiker too.
Which means that's our first sweep of the actual freaking whole bracket.
Nice.
Is that one. And Vanishing Hitchhiker will move into the last matchup of round 1. But it's facing another OG urban legend. It's facing the Licked Hand urban legend, also known as Doggy Lick or Humans Can Lick Too. And it's a story popular among teenagers, supposedly, that it describes a killer who secretly spends the night under a girl's bed, licking her hand when offered, which she takes to be her dog, and she wakes up to finding her dog dead in most versions, and a note that says on the wall written in blood, "Humans can lick too." So this one's going to get started off by Lucas.
Humans can lick too.
What's it versing?
It's versing the Vanishing Hitchhiker again.
Oh,
okay. Because Vanishing Hitchhiker got put in round 1. But Scott, which way you want to go?
I'm going Hitchhiker again.
Tori?
Humans can lick too.
Casey?
Hitchhiker.
Chancy?
Yep.
Debra, which way you go? And don't disappoint me, please.
I'm going creepy guy under the bed licking. Way scarier than somebody that just disappears.
Thank you, because that makes it a tiebreaker for me. And the Licked Hand is one of my favorite urban legends because it's so fucking creepy in every single way. The fact that, I mean, just the fact that you find your dog dead after you thought it was licking your hand all night is creepy enough. But the fact that there's a guy underneath you there that wants to just lick your hand is like, why? I'm like, dude, like, you can give me AIDS or herpes or something like that. Come on. But so Licked Hand moves on to the second round, which means the first round's finally over. Now we're 20 minutes in, and we can finally start the second round. But as you all know, it goes a lot faster at this point. But the first matchup is going to get started by Scott, and it's Homie the Clown versus Haunchyville, aka
Homie D Clown, all the way. It's going to the top.
For those who don't for those who don't remember, Haunchyville is the village of dwarfs. But Tori, which way are you going to go?
I'm staying with my homies, my dwarves.
All right, I was going to ask the clown or the dwarfs, but Casey, how about
Ha
I'm struggling. We'll go dwarves. I have a whole plan, man.
you? Chancy?
Yeah, not the fucking dwarves.
Do you say not the fucking dwarfs or the
Yeah.
fucking dwarfs?
Yeah, not the fucking dwarves.
Which
I'm a
Debra, which way you want to go?
Homie D clown.
Yeah.
I like the dwarfs thing, so I'm gonna let Lucas be the tiebreaker in this between Haunchyville and Homie the Clown.
Remember, homie, don't play that.
Yes,
Clowning
sir.
around.
Yes, sir.
Clowns.
Which means Homie the Clown wins and moves on to the quarterfinals.
My poor people.
Well,
I guess we
you
really
know,
will never live up to our expectations.
they did for Snow White, apparently. Like she lived with them for like fucking 7 years. But that means that Homie the Clown moves on, and Tori gets to start off the next one. It's the 7 Gates of Hell versus Bloody Mary.
7 Gates of Hell.
Casey,
7 gates.
Chancy,
Man, I'm telling you, Bloody Mary 7 Gates of Hell is a good fucking place. That's a good name for a bar down in New Orleans. I'm telling you, man. I'll go with 7 Gates of Hell, though.
I mean, Bloody Mary 7 Gates of Hell sounds like the spiciest Bloody Mary ever, and I want to try it. But
Interesting.
they put a ghost pepper in there with it. But yeah,
That's
right.
an idea.
No, you drink that, you're not going to be feeling any part of your mouth or throat for the next fucking week. But which way you want to go, Debra? Bloody Mary or
7 gates all the way.
which means 7 Gates of Hell moves on right away, beating out Bloody Mary, the OG urban legend. But which I would have personally gone with 7 Gates of Hell as well, just because man, Bloody Mary was just always it's scary when you're a kid, but it's stupid when you're an adult. Lucas, how about you?
Probably would have gone Bloody Mary.
And Scott?
7 gates.
Which means 7 Gates wins 6-1, and it will face Homie the Clown in the first and then quarterfinals. But that means that Casey gets to start the next one off, and it's Melonheads versus Robert Johnson, aka the soul singer, the blues singer who sold his soul to the devil.
Yeah, the guy who sold his soul.
Speaking of the guy who sold his soul, Chancy.
Robert Johnson, definitely.
Debra.
Yep, Robert Johnson.
I'm gonna give it to the Melonheads so that they have another chance to make it past me. But Lucas, which way are you gonna go?
Melonheads.
Scott, how about you? Melonheads or Robert
Johnson.
Which means Robert Johnson moves on to the quarterfinals as well.
Fuck yeah, he does.
But what would Tori? What would you have done?
I would have gone Johnson.
All right. Which means Robert Johnson would have won 5-2. And the next matchup gets started by Chancy. Ooh, good. And it's 2016 Clown Sightings versus the Highgate Vampire.
I'm going to go with the Highgate Vampire because the clown sightings actually happened. I just kind of was thinking about that.
All right. Debra, which way you want to go?
Vampires.
Yeah, should have known. I'm going to give it to Clown Sightings because, I mean, those are some creepy fuckers, and if they're real, that just makes them even more urban legends because they're real. I mean, they're still urban legends, but they're just real ones that can really fucking stab you or some shit or rape you or who knows. But who knows what clowns do when they're not being watched. Lucas, which way are you going to go?
Vampire.
And Scott?
Clowns, man. Those videos are hilarious when it goes south on them.
Tori, how about you?
Clowns.
which means it's a tiebreaker for Casey between clowns and vampire.
Clowns.
Which means the 2016 clown sightings will face Robert Johnson in the quarterfinals. Getting a lot of devil versus clowns here in the quarterfinals, just saying. But that means that Chancy will start. I'm sorry, Debra will start off the next one. And it's Zombie Road versus Poison Candy.
Zombie Road.
I'm going to go for Poison Candy just because it gives me more candy every year. So, but Lucas, which way you want to go?
Zombie Road.
And Scott?
Zombie Road.
And Tori.
Zombie Road.
Which means Zombie Road beats Poison Candy into the quarterfinals. But Casey, which way would you have gone?
Zombie Road.
And last, bring up the rear, Chancy.
Oh, dude, Tweaker Lane all the way.
What that means, let's find out what Zombie Road's going to face. And this one gets started off by me. And it's Owlman versus the babysitter with the man upstairs / the clown statue. And I'm going to go with the clown statue because to me that's creepier than Owlman. And that's really like that's a Pennywise thing just to like think there's a statue there and then find out it's not a statue and all of a sudden it's gone. Like, I'm going Pennywise. What about you, Lucas?
I have to concur. I'm going to go with the statue up in the kid's bedroom.
And Scott?
Owlman.
Knew it. Tori?
Statue.
And Casey?
Statue.
Which means the babysitter and the man upstairs will face Zombie Road in the quarterfinals. But Chancy, which way would you have gone?
I suppose I'll just go with the clown statue.
Like the one behind you? But Debra, which way are you going to go?
Oh, I live alone. The thought of anyone creeping around in my house definitely is scarier.
Which means that the clown statue / man upstairs moves on 6-1. But this one gets to get started off by Lucas, and it's sewer alligators versus Disney's head frozen in a cryo chamber.
Let's go sewer alligators.
Scott?
Alligators for sure.
Tori?
Alligators.
Casey?
Alligators.
Which means sewer alligators move on. But Chancy, which way would you have gone there?
I'll go with Disney. Fuck it.
And Debra?
Gators.
See, I would have went with Disney too, because I mean, he's going to rule the world one day, so we should probably get on his good side. But which means the next one gets started off by Scott, and it's the last matchup in round 2, because we just went through all of round 2 in like 8 minutes. But it's ankle slicing car thief versus licked hand, or humans can lick too.
I'm gonna have to go with Cactus Cat.
Or fearsome critters bracket on global strangeness.
Licked hand versus ankle slashers. I guess I'll do the licked hand one.
Oh, if you're gonna throw up, you're gonna go down there.
Yeah, Lucas. But Tori, which way are you gonna go?
I don't know.
Ankle slicing car thief or humans can lick too?
Humans can
Cactus
lick
Cat.
too. They're both so good.
I mean, I'd rather be licked than be sliced, but that's just me personally. Casey, which way do you want to go?
The ankle slicer.
Chancy, do you feel the same way as your girlfriend?
I mean, reluctantly, not because of any. My logic on it is this: like nowadays, cars are either so low to the ground they couldn't like stay underneath the fucking thing to begin with, or they're so high up off the ground you'd fucking see him when you're going to go unlock the car. Second of all, if a motherfucker's licking your hand all night long and you're semi-conscious, you're not gonna feel a nose, chin, 5 o'clock shadow, something. Come on. I'm gonna go with the ankle slasher, but like, for fuck's sake.
Should we just throw Cactus Cat in here?
Let's
No.
do
Lot of
it. I'm
hesitancy.
thrilled about the Cactus Cat.
Cactus
I don't know
Cat
what
going
the fuck
back.
it is.
Deborah, which way you want to go? It's all tied up right now.
Creep under the bed still scares me more than someone stealing the car.
And yeah, I'm making sure Licked Hand wins this because it's way scarier to me to have someone chew underneath my bed, which my bed's definitely big enough that an adult could really slide under there if they wanted to. I mean, I don't do it unless I have to if my damn kid's hanging underneath there or something. But
We broke ours a long time ago, so it just sits on the ground now.
Right?
too much of that practice, right? But but which way would you have gone, Lucas?
I'm going with Lick Hand.
Which means Licked Hand would have won anyway, and it would have won 5-2. But that brings us to the quarterfinals of this one. And Tori gets to start this one out. It's Homie the Clown versus the 7 Gates of Hell.
7 Gates, duh.
Casey?
The clown.
And speaking of the clown, Chancy?
You know it.
Debra?
Sticking with homie.
I'm going to go vote with 7 Gates of Hell because I have a chance to get the clown. If I'm going to get sent to hell, I'm going to hell no matter what then. So that's more scary. I'm going 7 Gates of Hell. Though, I mean, I would rule hell, so that's kind of cool. But, Lucas, which way you want to go?
7 Gates.
And, Scott, that means the tie-breaking decision's up to you between Homie the Clown and 7 Gates of Hell.
Homie's going all the way, dude.
Which means Homie the Clown moves on. But will it be a battle of the clowns in the next matchup? We'll see in a second. Because Casey starts this one out. And it's Robert Johnson versus the 2016 clown sightings. So another devil versus clown matchup.
The first one.
Chancy?
Robert Johnson for sure.
Deborah?
Robert Johnson.
All right. Well, I'm giving my vote to the clown sightings because someone needs to vote for them so they don't get taken out right away. But Lucas is
Robert
going to
Johnson.
God damn it.
I'm voting for him so they don't get took out right away. Next vote. Go.
I wanted it to be clowns versus clowns in the semifinals, but
No clowns for you. Come back in 2 years.
that's what they said. They Insane Clown Posse concert when COVID hit. But Scott, which way would you have gone?
Johnson.
And bringing up the rear, Tori.
Johnson.
Dude, everybody loves Johnson, dude. Fucking Robert Johnson was the shit.
I mean, everybody loves Johnson. We're talking about bringing up the rear, but
Okay.
oh, Chancy. But speaking of Chancy, he gets to start this one out, and it's Zombie Road versus Babysitter and the Man Upstairs / Clown Statue.
Oh, I'm going Tweaker Trail. Fucking fuck that man upstairs bullshit.
Deborah?
Tweaker Trail.
I mean, that one's harder. I think the zombies, yeah.
Sure. I personally am going to give it to the clown statue because that still is creepy as shit to me. They always used to scare shit me when I was a little kid. And they would tell that story in like library class during Halloween time. But Lucas, which way you going?
Statue.
And Scott?
Zombie Road.
Tori?
Statue.
Which means it's a tiebreaker for Casey between Zombie Road and the clown statue / Man Upstairs.
You gonna rep your state?
Yeah, let's go zombies.
Which means Zombie Road moves on 4-3. the most closely contended quarterfinal match so far. But who will it face? And this one gets started off by Debra. And it's the last matchup in the quarterfinals. It's sewer alligators versus lick hand / humans can lick too.
Oh, the humans can lick too. Come on.
Oh,
And I'm going to agree with that because that's creepier than an alligator to me. Because I can get to if I can get to the ladder before the alligator, I'm getting out of the sewer. The alligator will not.
Or just don't go in the sewer to begin with. That's easy.
All right. Well, sometimes you gotta go look for those turtles with their damn good-looking pizza. But Lucas, which way are you going?
Humans can lick too.
And Scott,
sewer gators.
Tori.
Humans can lick too.
I knew that was gonna happen. But Casey, which way would you have gone?
The humans can lick too.
And well, she did marry you, Chancy. Which way would you have gone?
I would have went with the sewer alligators because, I mean, I just can't buy it.
Alligators can lick too.
Yes, they can.
Just ask my ex. But which means we're moving on to the semifinals now, and I get to start off the first one. Yay! And it's Homie the Clown versus Robert Johnson. And this is the time I finally get to vote for Homie the Clown again. So, Lucas, which way do you want to go?
Johnson.
You would. Scott?
Homie.
And Tori?
Johnson.
Casey?
Johnson.
Chancy, you going for that Clown or that Johnson?
I'm torn, man. I'm torn. I love Homie the Clown. I also love Robert Johnson.
Make my mind up.
Sorry, Captain Scott. Sorry, man. I'm sorry. I gotta go with to go.
Well, Johnson taking it's not that bad.
Which means Robert Johnson does move on to the finals. But which way would you have gone, Debra?
I would have stuck with Homie.
Thank you, Debra.
Which means that Chancy could have made Homie win, but he decided not to.
Boo.
If it would have been against anything else, I would obviously vote for Homie the Clown, but it's Robert Johnson.
Well, that means that Lucas gets to start off the next round in the semifinals. And it's Zombie Road versus Licked Hand / Humans Can Lick Too.
Licked hand.
And Scott?
Zombie Road.
Tori?
Licked hand. Shit's still creepy.
Casey?
Zombie.
Chancy?
Zombie.
And Debra?
Licked hand. That still scares me.
Which means the tiebreaker falls on me, and I'm so going for fucking Humans Can Lick Too, because that is the creepiest shit. They need to make a movie off that one.
What do you mean? It's the shortest movie of all fucking time.
Dude, they could make a whole series on Zombie Road. Be like
They
Ice Road
could.
Truckers or
They
something
did.
like that.
It's run
It's
for
called
13
Walking
years.
Dead.
It's called The Walking Dead.
I know they did. It's done. It's over.
Negan will live forever in our hearts as John Winchester. So,
He looked a lot older when he played Supernatural, didn't he?
makeup does wonderful things. But that brings us to the final matchup tonight. And it's going to start off with Scott. And it's Robert Johnson versus Licked Hand. Tori? Johnson or Humans Can Lick Too?
Johnson, I'm sorry. I have to.
Oh, we just took it. Took it for the win.
Casey, Johnson or Humans Can Lick Too?
Johnson.
Chancy, you want the Johnson or the tongue?
Robert Johnson, sir. Robert Johnson.
Which means Robert Johnson does win first place. But Debra, which way would you have gone?
I'm still more scared about the creep weirdo under the bed, so I would have went with Human's Leg.
See, I agree. One guy selling his soul to the devil has nothing to do with me, so I'm
Right?
not creeped out by that. So I'm more creepy of a guy that's sitting underneath my bed, licking my hand, and not buying me dinner first. Come on. But Lucas, which way would you have gone?
I would have gone with the finger licking good.
Which means Robert Johnson officially wins the bracket 4-3. But we actually have one more matchup for third and fourth place. And it gets to get started out by Tori. And it's Homie the Clown versus Zombie Road for third and fourth place.
Zombie Road.
Casey?
Zombie.
Chancy?
Homie.
Debra?
Homie.
Yeah, I'm going for Homie too on this one. And Lucas?
Homie.
Which means Homie the Clown wins third place and Zombie Road is fourth place. But Scott, which way would you have gone?
Homie.
Good. Then Homie would have won regardless. So, anyway, so you got Robert Johnson selling his soul to the devil in first. A man underneath her bed licking your hand and not asking for it first, second. And you got Homie the Clown third, a really good album. And you got Zombie Road fourth, which is just Walking Dead. But thank you to all the participants today for participating in this fun bracket. Definitely was a awesome time, and we may have to do this on Global Strangeness. I'll also have to re-randomize it, and because Ashley, who originally from 300 Podcast, who originally wanted to be on this, had some personal things happen, so she couldn't. So I told her we'd try to do it somewhere else as well. So maybe in the future.
I'll call Brittany.
Don't you fucking dare. Don't you fucking dare. But thank you to all my participants for participating. Tori, let you start off. Where can they find you?
We're on all platforms from YouTube to like Apple Podcasts to Spotify to Google to Amazon. All up on that biz.
And what's the name of your podcast again?
Be Afraid of the Dark.
Yes. Check out Be Afraid of the Dark podcast, listeners. And Chancy, where can they find you?
Well, the Book of Faces under my name. Instagram and TikTok is the Red Eye Roundtable. Twitter is the Red Eye Table. Maniacal Music Musings, which I'm pretty stoked about. I show up on other places with masturbators, bracket bastards. I basically will. You know how like they got the sign "Will work for food." It's Will podcast for exposure.
Facts.
Chancy likes to expose himself whenever possible, but
it's decently.
Sure, buddy. And Casey, can they find you anywhere, or do you prefer they not?
No. I'd rather not.
And how about you, Lucas?
Don't fucking find
You can follow me on TikTok at Lucid Detailing.
There you go. And Debra, where can they find your new podcast, and what's it called? Because even I don't know that.
Oh, well, because it's just launching this week, so I'm just doing the editing and recording and all that good stuff. But it is called Spilled Ink, and it'll be all over Spotify, all the usual haunts, YouTube, I think. So let me get back to you. But yeah, Spilled Ink, and I'm also on Facebook, Ink Spillers. If anybody's out there that's a writer and wants to give her a listen.
Very good. And I will have a list of authors I've worked with coming to you soon to be your guest. So
Yeah. Have them reach out. I'm already booking into a month ahead, so it's going well.
Tell me about it. I got 30-something people to book onto Maniacal Music Musings, and we're going to be booked out to 2024. But Scott, where can they find Global Strangeness?
Nowhere really. We're on BitChute, Rumble, all the right-wing conservative YouTube alternative platforms. Find us there. We're going to start a truth social.
Trump 2024. Yep. So, And anybody who knows Paranormal the Normal knows you can find us on Facebook as Paranormal the Normal / Maniacal Music Musings podcast with an S group. You can find us on Twitter and the Gram as @JuggaloBastard. And you can find us on TikTok as @JuggaloBastard Podcast. And you can find us on YouTube as Paranormal the Normal. Just search the name or look where this is streaming right now. Until next time, thank you for checking out the special. And we'll be back next month with another bracket to be determined. I'm working on that. Possibly an ancient god bracket. I don't know. I'm thinking about it still. We'll see.
That'd be neat.
That's
I
interesting.
know, right? But I mean, it's Valentine's Day, and gods are famous for raping and breeding a lot. So we'll
Oh,
see.
yeah, well, you know.
Zeus, you know. But see you next time, listeners.